How's it going? It's Farmer Sean here on my little deck, where I believe it's not the size of your deck, it's what you do with it. And with the end of the growing season coming up real soon here in Jersey, and the sun isn't even hitting half of the stuff on my deck here, I've decided that there's a couple of tomato plants that I love the fruit so much I just want to bring them inside with me. So I cut off a couple of suckers and set them to root, and I'm gonna bring them inside with me for the winter just to see if I can make it through. Maybe get some fruit, maybe not. Maybe just keep them alive long enough to get them back outside when the spring comes and get some fruit coming. And that is not my accent. That's not what I sound like when I talk. I don't know. Must be the beer talking. Should be a German accent. This is a Cherokee Purple that I specifically cut, and it has developed a beautiful root system over the past 2 or 3 weeks. The fruit on this from this plant is absolutely amazing. It is so rich and meaty. It is an excellent slicer. It makes just about the best pizza sauce I've ever had. I have never had a tomato like that in my life. So I bought some of these buckets. This is a fake whiskey barrel. Wish I had the real thing. It's about 19 inches inside diameter. I've loaded it up with some Miracle Grow potting mix, which is the lazy man's way of doing it. It seems to work wonders, so I'm sticking with it. And I've got a couple of different fertilizers. I've got looks like Job's Organic Vegetable and Tomato Food. I also have some garden lime and another organic fertilizer. I threw a small handful of in there, and just a small 2 or 3 finger pinch of this is a small 3-finger pinch of Epsom salt I put in there. With this being halfway full, I'm gonna give this a stir with this guy right here. I have no video editing software, so I'm gonna pause the camera and give this a good stir. Be right back. Okay, so I stirred that up, topped it off with another layer of soil. I'm gonna go ahead and give it another, just a small, maybe that might be a tablespoon of garden lime, a small handful of this organic fertilizer, and I'll be bringing this inside for the winter. And just a heads up for everyone, one of the main ingredients in this fertilizer is manure, chicken manure, and it kind of tends to stink. So I want to make sure that's a little bit buried. I'm going to give it another small, I don't want to touch anything after touching that. I'm going to wash my hands. Give it another small 3-finger pinch of Epsom salt, about a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons. I'll stir it up again. Pause the camera and come back. Okay, so I gave that a good stir, and I tamped it down a little bit by picking it up and dropping it a few times. I can't do that. I have a phone in one hand and I can't pick it up with just one hand. So topped it off with a little bit more soil. It's that Miracle Grow potting mix. Wow. It seems to have taken about a bag and a half of that, and that was how big is that? That's a 50-quart bag. It seems to have taken about a bag and a half of that. Topped it off with that and added in a little bit of Miracle Grow shake and feed for the top layer, so it doesn't stink in my home. All of that good organic fertilizer is buried, and hopefully I don't plan on adding any fertilizer through the winter season. It's late September. Got fall starting in just 2 days here. I think it's September 21st. So yeah, gonna pause the camera again, give this a good stir, and then we'll go getting the plant in. We'll see happen. Okay, so I've stirred all that in, broke up all the lumps in the dirt. I've got my piece here that I've been saving for this. What I'm gonna do is wow, I need a tripod, camera, and more. I am going to clip off some of the lower leaves, and then this guy's going to go in the soil. Let me pause for a second here. I'll come right back. Okay, so I can't really see. I don't know if you can see, but I've trimmed off a lot of lower leaves. I've dug a nice hole in the dirt here, and it looks like I'm a little off center there, and the reason for that is because I have another one of these Cherokee Purples that I rooted and planted in the dirt about a month before I did this guy here. I just saw this guy growing on the plant a couple weeks ago, and well, I was pruning it and I saw it and I said, my God, that's got to come inside for the winter. But this guy, I can't just let him go. I might be overcrowding them, might not be. I had two of these plants in a much smaller pot. It did a huge disservice to it, but they thrived and they produced quite well. They're still producing now. I'm gonna prune these diligently and just get them out, get them out of the cold and get them back outside next season. I'm gonna pause again. We'll come back in a couple seconds. Okay, so I've got the two Cherokee Purple sprouts in there, along with, of course, what tomato plant wouldn't be complete without a little bit of basil as a companion. There's some dirt on there. Rooted him from, or her, I'm not sure. I don't judge. From a couple plants I bought earlier in the season. In the past, I've always killed my basil. This year, my basil almost killed me because I learned what I was doing wrong. Thanks to all the guys on YouTube. I will post some links in the description because I cannot remember who everyone is right now. I've got some stakes in here because these Cherokee Purples tend to get a little out of control. They grow sideways and upside down and every which way they can. I have some LED grow bulbs in my dining room. I put some in the what do you call that thing that spins around on the ceiling and it cools everything? It's a ceiling fan. It's got some light. Got some LED grow bulbs. I'm going to be in there. A couple other grow bulbs I have pointing at things. I'm going to be bringing. I also have here a couple of black cherry tomatoes that I really love the flavor of. I want to try to save them over the winter. It didn't seem to be a huge producer over the summer, but now with the cooler weather, the mother plant is producing a little bit more. I want to bring them inside, and they are a hybrid, so I cannot grow them from seed. Hopefully I can keep them over the winter. I'm also going to be bringing a buttload of peppers and anything I can bring inside over the winter. Anything that can fit in my dining room, I'm going to bring it in. I'll post a new video in a week or so. I'll let you know how everything is progressing. Thanks for watching. Like I said, I will give thanks and tributes to those I've learned from in the description. And again, it's Farmer Sean and my little deck. That's me. Thanks.